Shalom, everyone. 3 weeks of preparation. Egypt removed, the wilderness endured, the manna gathered, and now the mountain. In Exodus 19, 50 days after the Passover in Egypt, Israel arrived at the foot of Mount Sinai. God called Moses up the mountain and said something that should take our breath away. Tell the people to consecrate themselves for 3 days, wash their garments, set limits around the mountain, because on the third day I am coming down. And on that day the mountain shook, fire and smoke poured from the summit, the ground trembled, the sound of the shofar grew louder and louder, and out of the fire God spoke. He spoke 10 words, not 10 suggestions, not 10 guidelines for a better life, 10 foundational declarations or utterances of what it means to live in covenant relationship with God, who delivered Israel from Egypt and is preparing to fill them with His presence. Like we have been delivered from this world and we are being prepared to receive His presence, His Holy Spirit. The Hebrew name for what we call the 10 Commandments is Ezeret HaDebrot, the 10 words. And in the rabbinic tradition, these 10 words were not given as a burden. They were given as a gift, a blueprint for the kind of heart that can sustain the presence of God. This week we take each word not as a legal obligation, but as a mirror, a diagnostic, a light that reveals the specific areas in the heart where what God requires and what we are currently living do not yet align. The law was never meant to condemn, it was meant to reveal. The revelation without condemnation in the presence of God, who is both holy and merciful, is the beginning of transformation. In Exodus chapter 20, verse 1 and 2, and God spoke all these words, saying, I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. The 10 words begin not with a command, but with an identity declaration. Psalm 51 verse 10. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. This is the prayer that captures the entire theme of this week. The 10 words begin before any command is given with a statement of identity and redemption. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of Egypt. The rabbis teach that God introduced Himself as Redeemer before He spoke as a lawgiver, because the commands only make sense inside a relationship of love and deliverance. He is not saying, obey me to earn freedom. He is saying, I already freed you. Now here is how freed people live. The law follows the gospel, always. In Matthew chapter 5, verse 17, Yeshua said, do not think that I came to abolish the Torah or the prophets. I did not come to abolish, but to fulfill. He then proceeded to take each word deeper, not removing the standard, but internalizing it. You have heard it said, do not murder, but I say to you, do not even harbor anger. The 10 words written on stone become the 10 words written on the heart. This is the Pentecost promise. Not a new law, but the same law in a new location. This week we stand at Sinai and we let the 10 words do what they are always designed to do. Not to condemn us, but show us exactly what needs to change so that the God who is coming to fill us actually has somewhere clean to land. No other gods. The first word. What occupies the throne of your life when God is not the one sitting on it? Today is day 22 of the Omer. The first word God speaks from Sinai is not a rule, it is an identity statement. He says, I am the Lord your God who brought you out of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. This is not a command, this is a declaration of who He is and what He has already done. And only after that, only inside that established relationship of love and deliverance does He say, you shall have no other gods before me. The first word begins with who God is. The command flows from identity because he is not asking for obedience from strangers. He is asking for loyalty from people he already loves and rescued. Exodus chapter 20 verse 2 and 3. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me. Matthew chapter 22 verse 37-38. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the greatest and the first commandment. Yeshua summarizing all 10 words in one. The phrase before me in Hebrew is lefaneh, literally meaning to my face. You shall have no other gods to my face. The rabbis teach this means not only that other gods must be removed, but that they must be removed specifically in God's presence, in the place where He is watching. It is not enough to put the idol away when you come to church and bring it back when you leave. God is asking for a clean face, a life that looks the same before Him as it does everywhere else. Let's hold up the mirror. A God is whatever you look to first for security, identity, comfort, or validation. Not what you say you believe, what you actually turn to when the pressure rises. When the anxiety hits at 2 a.m., what do you reach for? When the approval you need does not come, where does your worth go? When the plan falls apart, what do you trust to fix it? The answer to those questions is the honest answer to the question, who is actually on the throne of your life? God is not asking you to add Him to your list of important things. He is asking for the throne, not a seat at the table, but the throne. Let's do a throne audit today. Write in your journal. When pressure, anxiety, or uncertainty hits, the first thing I reach out for, that is not God, is fill in the blanks. That thing, whatever it is currently functioning as God in your life. Name it without shame. You cannot dethrone what you have not named. Write a simple declaration beneath it and dethrone it and say, you are not my God. You do not have the throne. I remove you from the place that belongs to God alone. Say it out loud. Dethroning is an act, not just a feeling, and your voice matters here. And then you enthrone God and say, God, you brought me out. You are my deliverer. You are my Lord, my Adonai. The throne of my life belongs to you alone today. In this moment, with everything I am, this is your first word declaration, the foundation where everything else this week is built on. He is not asking for a seat at your table. He is asking for the throne of your life. Give it to Him today. We are 28 days to Pentecost. See you tomorrow.